My definition of courage would be somebody who would be able to work hard towards an objective that is inherently not good for their health.
Listen up, you motherfuckers. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the bullshit. Welcome back to the nonsense. Because you are dealing with the best trucker out here. Let me tell you something.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Welcome back to the bullshit, the trucking bullshit. We always got a bunch of that, don't we? Never run out of that shit. A little bit of a rough start here today. Having a little bit of issues with the old reefer, right? Had to bypass the old door sensor on there. Had to do a little bit of MacGyver shit because I am a fucking mechanic. If you the first time you ever watch my videos. And I know most of y'all will be like, fuck that, I wouldn't fix their shit. Well, I could sit here for hours and wait for a technician to come out, or I can just get in there with a piece of wire and some cutters and fucking bypass that piece of shit and be done with it, right? I mean, people ought to be smarter than that anyway. Don't put your hands inside of an engine, it might start, duh. Anyway, with that out the way, let's get into some more complaining of what we got going on here today. Let me set the mood for you, right? You're driving down a road, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, you got your 500, 600, 700 miles in for the night or for the day, and you're checking your GPS or your trucker path, right? And you see a rest area 60 miles up the road. Well, first of all, that last 60 miles is a motherfucker, ain't it? It seemed like it take forever. And then you finally get to that rest area and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm done, man. I put in my damn day, right? You get in there, and the old campers and the RVs got 2 parking spots taken up so they can get their goddamn expandos out, set up some patio furniture like it's a motherfucking campground. Who would want to do that in a pissy ass parking lot anyway? It don't make no sense to me. But then you got a Sprinter van sitting in a truck parking that could be up in the car parking, and you probably got some little gay guy with a 5-foot U-Haul trailer behind his fucking Equinox that thinks he's got to take a truck parking spot because he's like a big boy. When he sees that sign, you know, of the car this way and the trailer this way, he's like, oh fuck, I'm pulling a trailer, I'm a big dog, I gotta go over here. Get the fuck out of here, fag. You can park up in the front. So you're a good, hard-working, honest American trucker like myself, ain't got no goddamn place to park. As if we don't have enough problems with that, right? So what ended up happening is I ended up parking on private property, man. It was kind of crazy. You know, you're rolling down the road, you're looking like, where the fuck am I going to park? I'm running out of hours, I'm fucking tired, getting all angry, whining, want your mommy. All that shit's going down, you know? You feel me? And you see some truck lights glowing off in the distance, and you're like, I don't know what that is, but I'm going where that fucker's at. And you go over there. So I did. I was in like South Dakota or Wyoming or where the fuck I was out there. And I'll pull in next to him and I go nighty-night, and I wake up in the morning and I look around, we're in somebody's fucking yard, man. Like, there's a barn right here and a whole bunch of parking because it's like a farm, and there's a house right there, and they were outside. So props to those people. We got some cool people in the world still. They came out and they were like, well, I guess we got a couple truck drivers parked in our driveway. They didn't say a word about it. Alrighty, well, I am back on Instagram and Snapchat, right? I just had to take a minute to gather my shit, figure out how to use it, kind of clean it out a little bit. I had a bunch of wackos, a whole bunch of fucking dick pictures, and a bunch of freaks on there, man. I don't know why everyone thinks I'm gay, but I don't need, even if I was gay, I don't want to see your little fucking tiny wiener, man. Give me something more impressive, dude. If I was going to be sending some dick pics, you know, you need to have a dick, dude. But anyway, who wants to see all that? So I kind of switched it up here a little bit. I am back on there, but if you already added me at some point, add me again, because I cleared out my friends list because I didn't know how to use it. So I was just taking all those people that were finding me in the suggestions or whatever the fuck was going on there. So hit me up on that, and if you want to chat, you know, you want to talk about trucking, you want to talk about life, whatever the hell you want to talk about, I'll talk with you. But if you just do like a hello, how are you and shit like that, I'm probably not going to answer to that. You're probably going to have to like put in some substance, you know, and let me know you're real, and then you want to chat, and then I'll fucking chat with you. And I do look forward to that because I like chatting with people, right? So as far as that goes, I am truckertrashdus on Instagram, truckertrashdus on Snapchat, And then I got the old school email of daltonholder31@gmail.com. You know what this dude just randomly says to me yesterday at the travel center? No, you don't, but I'm about to tell you. I'm just standing there at the travel center that we got to share with all these other people, you know. Remember when it used to be truck stops? And I'm just waiting to get my goddamn food. I want to be left the fuck alone. And there's this dude, you know, out traveling with the family. Oh, look at my kids, dude. Yeah, they look like retards to me, but whatever, dude. And they're doing their shit. And the dude turns around and says to me, he goes, dude, bro, something like that. First of all, I'm not your dude or your fucking bro. Like, who the fuck are you, man? Like, what the fuck, right? He's like, you look like a real trucker, man. Like, if you was to Google trucker, your picture would come up, bro. What? What are you talking about? That makes about as much sense as a fucking Amish welder. You know, what are you even fucking talking about, dude? We all look different. You know, some truckers got a better tan than me. Some truckers got titties, bro. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Well, there's a new world's largest truck stop out there now. It used to be the Iowa 80, right? Cool truck stop. You gotta stop there and check that out and spend some money there. A lot of money there if you go by the Iowa 80. But I guess this one is in West Dundee, Illinois, up there around the north of the Chicago area, up off 90, I believe. 1,000 trucks parking spaces, probably gonna fucking charge for every one of them, right? And they got this deal where you can rent like office space in there if you want to run a trucking company. So just imagine how that's gonna end up being. It's gonna be like that one down in Miami. So you can rent your office and park your fleet of trucks out there. So there'll be transmissions and shit laying in this spot and tires in this spot, and you know how well that's all gonna work. But hey, either way, it's the new largest truck stop out there, right? And I want to say on that, because I've been seeing some ads around there for the pharma loads, the pharmaceutical loads. I want to tell you all, man, listen to the old trucker trash here. Stay the fuck away from them pharmaceutical loads, man. I fell for that bullshit, and you're not going to want to do it. It don't pay. Not only does it not pay for the hassles that you have to put into it, it don't even pay as good as regular fucking trucking. So this is something that I don't normally do, and hopefully I don't get a copyright strike or get the video pulled down, but you got to check out these old dudes, man. This shit is pounding hard.
I spin fellas, my swing quicker than Federer. I serve packing the bands bag on a regular. And I'ma tell her how she sing for me T-Pain. Your mama's hooked on the packs, I'll be selling her. I click Amazon, bang them and I'm a nut sang. I feel his head with the lead like a mukbang. The magazine made me lean when I walk in the drumstick will make a head bang like a punk band. Hop in the cab, I'm banging me crossword up. Heading the west and I'm banging a posh bird. Couple of cans and a puff on me death stick. Click on me fingers, he's cutting me cough dead. Ringing the bow bells, bringing the website. I'm flinging the dry food, bringing the cassette. Belling me non-stop, sending the lads there. Hopping me drops up, I'm running the man.
So I was reading this article, because I got that damn GED, boy, you can't stop me from reading, son. I can read like a motherfucker. About that freight guard. So freight guard is kind of like our DAC report, kind of like trucker's report type deal. So if you do some bullshit and the broker don't like it, then he puts your shit on freight guard, and then other people see it and then they don't want you hauling for them, right? Well, it's fucking permanent now, which is kind of the same bullshit as our DAC, right? Some faggot ass trucking company decides that they don't like me for some reason, and they put shit on my DAC report, which I've had happen, still on there, and they can just say whatever they want. Like I said before, it ain't like the credit report. Like if you want to put on there that I didn't pay my pickup truck payment or whatever, I can prove that. I can say, look, I paid it, here's the receipts, or yes, I didn't pay it. But this is just whatever some fuckhead wants to say. Which goes the same with the brokers, you know. If you're an owner-operator, you got your own company or whatever, they can just get pissed at you and say some bullshit, and it stays on there forever. And now you got to go get lawyers and shit to go get that shit off. Isn't that guilty till proven innocent bullshit that we have in this country, you know? It's fucked. They don't got to get lawyers to prove that you did something. You always got to get lawyers to prove that you didn't fucking do nothing, right? And it can fuck some people up, man, because there's already that deal going that I talked about before where there's only a couple brokers now, like C.H. Robinson and another one. They'll even work with new MC numbers, you know. So it's kind of hard for newer companies or people who have small fleets, like 2 trucks or whatever, to even broker loads through these places anymore. They're not as, you know, with the higher capacity, they can be more picky and shit on that. So it's kind of a fuck deal, ain't it, you know? And on that whole trucking thing, because I like to explain shit, if you're into the trucking and you like to learn about trucking, then I'm going to tell you a little something here right now. you're gonna hear some shit out there, like, and then at first you're gonna be like, what the fuck are they even talking about? Like I said before, people just like to make little shit and make it sound complicated so that they can feel like they're smart. I mean, look at people try to explain the 8-2-7-3 split. I used to get confused on it. Go watch my video. It's real fucking simple, actually. You know what I mean? Hit me up on Snapchat or whatever, and I'll fucking explain it to you in like 2 minutes. Or you can go watch their 5-minute video that makes you go, what? How do I do that? You know? Well, 3PL, that's one thing you're gonna hear. And all that stands for is third-party logistics. You know what I mean? It's basically like a shipper or a company just hires someone else to manage everything for them. And then it would be like managing their shipping, managing like their warehousing, the payment, maybe the brokerage, maybe doing audits on their inventory, shit like that. So you just like hire them, they take care of it all. You make your product or do whatever you do over here, and they handle the rest for you. That's all a 3PL is. The double brokering that you hear about all the time now, it's just the same as bad drug deals, you know? That's all it is. It's just in a trucking biz. That's real simple. All that is one fuckhead here gets the load, and then he just takes and turns and sells it to another broker, and then sometimes that fucking broker will sell it to another broker, and then finally they'll let a company have it. Well, by the time it goes from this price right here that it got posted at through all them slimy little cunts, it doesn't pay for shit on the other end. That's double brokering, all right? They're supposedly doing some shit about that. They kind of are. I've been seeing a couple guys actually went to prison. I was reading some articles on that for double broking and mixing loads, because you're not allowed to mix loads. Like if you get a load from, say, C.H. Robinson or whatever, and they tell you on that contract or whatever that it's not supposed to be mixed into a LTL, that's not only to the point where you could piss off C.H. Robinson, it's illegal to turn that into a LTL load, but companies still do it. I was working for a dude that was doing it. Well, don't let them seal it. Don't let them seal it, because we're going to put more freight on there, you know. Always wanting you to lie for them and shit when you're on fucking mileage as a truck driver. And then you'll hear about blind or double blind shipments. So all that is like, if this dude here has this product that he's selling this dude right here, right? And then all of a sudden this dude down here orders it, but this dude don't have none. All he's doing is going to this other dude over here who has it, and he's sending it from there directly to that dude, right? There's a lot of dudes involved here. And he doesn't want it to show up at that guy's facility with the address that it came from over here. He wants it to show up with his address on it, so you don't like go back to this other guy and try to do a deal with him and all that. You think it's coming from your dude, right? That's all it is, right? Like if you're a dope dealer, you run out of dope, you get some dope from the other dope dealer, and you sell it to your people, man. You don't let them know about the other dope dealer, because then your motherfuckers are going to be going over to that other dope dealer, right? That's pretty well explained. We all understand the whole dope game, don't we? Oh, and I got to throw in there real quick on that whole shady shipment shit. Sizzling Trucker and I were working for this outfit, right? It was during like the worst slump of this whole truck recession. And it was also during the first quarter of, you know, which is historically the slow season for trucking, so we needed a place. So we took that job over there to just get us by, pay our bills, because that's all we were doing is just paying our bills, and we were able to live in the trucks. So, you know, we didn't have rent and all that. It was just get us by, right? And this dude was always doing shit like that, mixing loads, double blinds, lying, you know, oh, the truck broke down, oh, the driver got sick, because he would book them and they wouldn't be able to make it, and all this kinds of silliness, right? But we didn't lie. I mean, we didn't go out of our way and like tell on him, but if we got somewhere, we'd be like, you know, we didn't hide where we picked it up at. We didn't hide the fact that, fuck no, my truck didn't break down, or fuck no, I wasn't sick. You know, we just like threw it right back, and that would just piss him off so bad. He'd be calling us up and bitching about it, right? And I know he was pretty happy, at least when I left, because his words to me when I left was, good, fucking quit. Go annoy the hell out of somebody else. So the other day I don't know whose channel I was watching, some videos or a podcast or something, and someone made a comment about those $18,000 Laredo loads. Now I'm not real sure if they were just like making a joke about people talking too much bullshit about high paying loads, or if they're on the same thing that I was on, because like it popped into my head. So, you know what those are, right? I call them the $22,000 loads because I was offered $22,000 to do them. Those are some shit in your trailer, bro. You know what I mean? And maybe I'll go into that story in another video about how I got connected with those guys. Well, it wouldn't be a video if I didn't put in one of my stupid stories, right? So maybe you can learn from me, maybe you can not make the same mistakes, or maybe you can and have a little bit of fun and enjoy your life before you fucking cash out, right? So back after my divorce or whatever, I had me this little, you know, lakefront fucking apartment deal, and I'd bring people back from the bar there all the time and party. So the one night I bring a couple ladies back from the bar, you know, one of them's with me, the other one's her friend. You know, I'm not that big of a player, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got like both of them with me or nothing. And we're just hanging out, you know, having some drinks and whatnot. And the other lady, the friend there, she gets bored, understandably, just hanging out. And she wants to go up and meet her boyfriend who's getting out of work about 40 miles away or something like that. Well, I know she ain't drinking because I tried to buy her drinks and give her drinks all night long. She was smoking some weed, but other than that, she was straight, right? So I'm like, fuck it, yeah, you want to drive? She's like, hell yeah, you know, I'm buzzed up. Let's take a fucking road trip. Let's do this shit, right? So we hop in my truck, right? At the time, I had this really nice fucking Silverado, like the full package one, you know, the bucket seats, the Bose stereo, you know, nice, right? That's how I say had. We hop in the rig, or in the truck, we take off, we're listening to some music and shit. I'm riding bitch, you know, she's driving, the other chick's over here, I'm riding in the middle of the truck. We're having some drinks and everything. Yeah, in the pickup, fuck off. It happens. And then listening to some music, enjoying ourselves, and I'm, you know, all my attention is focused on these perky little, anyway, what was going on next to me, you know what I'm saying? And next thing I know, we're in the fucking air like the goddamn Dukes of Hazzard and shit, crashing into the trees. We crashed into the trees so good that we got to climb into the back seat and go out the back window. That shit was fucked, man. I got out and look, I'm like, you know, 'cause I want to get the fuck out of there, right? But the A-frame was all ripped off and shit. The truck was fucked. So they're already heading down the fucking side of the road, and they're like, come on, dude, come on, we gotta get out of here. We got a friend that lives down here, you know, he'll get us out of here. I'm like, fuck yeah, man, we gotta get out of here. And then I'm thinking, like, wait a minute, that's my fucking truck, man. I gotta claim that shit on insurance and all that, you know? So they just kept going, left my ass there. I'm trying to get a hold of people. I'm not getting a hold of people. I'm having shitty signal, all this crap. So I'm like, well, fuck it. I gotta go over here to the Holiday Inn. Well, I cut through the swamp, so I come walking in the Holiday Inn, like all swamped out, you know. And I'm like, we had an accident. Can you call the police for me? And they're like, sure enough, the police show up. Now here's some bullshit. I was not being belligerent at all. I remember it. You know what I mean? I was like, hello, how are you? All that shit. I went down on the fucking ground. You know, I did make that one joke that I said in a previous video. That's probably what got me on the ground. But anyway, that all happened. Then I end up in fucking handcuffs on the way back to the scene of the accident. I don't understand that whole deal. I didn't commit no crime or nothing. I'm just reporting a fucking accident. Now I'm in goddamn handcuffs and shit. Well, we get back over there, and it looks a little sketchy because one of my friends that I called, I couldn't get through to him, but I left a voicemail. A damn good friend, too, right? So in the midst of me going and doing all that other bullshit, he had hopped his ass out of bed, him and his wife, and they came over there with the fucking car trailer because they figured we were going to scoop that truck up and get it the fuck out of there, you know? Well, I wasn't there, so they didn't know what to do, so they covered the truck with tree limbs and shit, thinking that we can get it later, you know? Well, the cops looking at me like, what are you trying to do, hide it? And I'm going, I didn't do that. And he's going, all right, like someone just stopped and covered your truck. Well, I got a lot of friends around here, you know, I don't know, man, what the fuck to tell you. And he's like, where are these women at? They went that way. And I'm telling him, I mean, this hasn't been that long. I'm like, if you fucking drive over there, man, go look around, they're probably still fucking walking. I knew where they were going, you know. They wouldn't go do that. Of course they wouldn't go do that, you know. So they wanted to charge me with a DUI. They got me in the car. They're telling me I'm going to get a DUI. I'm going to lose my job, all this bullshit. I'm thinking, fuck you, I'm not. Because you didn't see me driving it. First of all, because I wasn't driving it. But even if I was driving it, you got to see me driving the motherfucker. That's a law, just so y'all know. At least in Michigan. So, we go through that whole fucking rigmarole. And then they realize it ain't gonna stick, you know. So they just towed the truck, and then they leave my bitch ass right out on the side of the fucking highway in the middle of nowhere, man. Fuck the police. Some of them are alright, but some of them, fuck them. They don't give me a ride back to the motel or nothing. They made me walk back again. and I was kind of a victim or whatever you want to say. I didn't fucking do nothing. We had an accident. The chick driving really was sober. I guess she was high on weed probably, but I don't know what the fuck she did. That was kind of a dumb ass move. But anyway, that dumb shit there cost me. For one, I go back to that Holiday Inn. I have to stay there for the night, you know, and figure out what's going on. That was humiliating because my daughter at the time was the manager at the Holiday Inn. So her friends are calling her like, hey, your dad's here all drunk and he got in an accident and shit. That ain't cool because I wasn't that kind of dad. You know what I mean? But, I mean, I did my shit, but my kids didn't really know about it. And we kept that shit on the down low. So I stay there, I get out in the morning, try finding your fucking pickup in an impound, dude. They hide that shit from you pretty much so they can get their money. So I decide I'm gonna get Enterprise come pick me up, right? Love Enterprise. So they come pick me up with a rental car and all this. And I go back home to commence to figure out what the fuck's going on. Well, this truck should have been totaled. They spent so much fucking money trying to fix it. Even the body shop guy told me it should be fucking totaled. But the insurance company decided to fix the goddamn thing. So it takes like 2.5 months to fix this truck. They didn't have a loaner car. I had to pay for a rental car that whole time. And sometimes the rental car is just sitting in the parking lot at work while I'm out on the road. And then I had to pay $2,500 motherfucking dollars for a goddamn attorney. And it took 3 months to fight this fucking shit in court. So as I was playing that part back there, I realized I left something out because I gotta tell you how that whole deal ended there, right? They couldn't get me on a DUI because I wasn't fucking driving. And like I said, even if I was, you didn't see me driving. But they wanted to get me for something, you know what I mean? Because that's how this fucked up system is, right? So they tried to charge me, or they charged me with failure to report an accident, which is actually points on your driver's license and all this nonsense, right? So how in the fuck, if I walked 150 yards to the Holiday Inn, called the police, and went back to the scene of the accident because I couldn't call from the accident scene because I didn't have a signal on my phone, is that failure to report a fucking accident or leaving the scene of an accident? Tell me that one, right? Tell me that one in the legal fucking bullshit that's out there. So I ended up fighting the whole deal. Like I said, I got the attorney and all that, but I ended up just having to get extorted by them. Because finally when we got back up there, they were like, oh, we'll drop all the charges and shit if you pay us $800. Ain't that some fucking shit, right? So of course at that point, I got thousands of dollars into this whole shit show. You know, take your fucking $800, bitch. Have y'all heard about the serial tire slasher person or organization or some shit that's going on here? We'll let this guy explain it.
There's some funny stuff going down with the truckers. Their tires are being slashed.
And that's some bullshit, right? Imagine that shit when you go to Love's to get a tire as it is. It takes fucking hours. Imagine if they gotta do like 60 tires or some crazy number all in one day. You're gonna be sitting there for a minute. And I'm not normally one of those people that's like all about the law, getting all crazy and doing silly shit. But I think whoever these people are, I think because of some of those trucks are going to the disaster relief out there in the mountains, I think you charge them on like involuntary manslaughter and shit because people died because those trucks didn't make it. You know, that type of shit. Just fuck them right up for doing that stupid shit. Well, that was an interesting conversation I just overheard with my nosy ass, right? I gotta set the tone for you here. The lady in here is Mexican, right? And she speaks very little English, pretty broken English. But I hear her over talking with this other dude, and they're talking about dating. And then she's saying like, no, I don't date that guy because I'm an American and he's a Mexican. What? What are you even talking about? That's the beauty of us old white guys. We don't give a fuck if you, what race you are, what color you are, none of that shit. We'll still bake a cake with you. Well, my friends, this is a wrap for this week, all right? And I call this one of them good spots. You hear that? No noise, man. And if you always want a quiet spot, find you a couple flatbedders. And don't be a dick and pull in there with your reefer on, right? Because they're trying to chill. But in this case, I got my truck and my reefer and everything off, and I found me 2 flatbedders and pulled right in between them, and we are good to go back here. Nice, cool evening and all that stuff. You know how that shit's important to me, man. I know it sounds ridiculous. It's like when I say when you haul tanker, it don't seem like shit at first, but after a while you get tired of that fucking sloshing back there, man. That shit gets annoying. Same thing with the motherfucking reefer, man. That bleh, constantly ruins my goddamn videos and shit. You guys gotta deal with it, and I apologize if you watch my videos like on your truck radio or listen to them while you're riding down the road, because it's probably bad on there. My bad. I don't know what to do about it. But we're chilling here for like 29 hours, man. And I tell you what, it wasn't that long ago. I would be pissed about this. Like, I would quit. You know, all the sitting around that I do here, I would quit. I would be like, give me a fucking load back. And I've done it. Y'all see me do it, right? But for one thing, I'm changing. Another thing is I don't have a whole lot going on at the moment other than making money. And then a third is the trucking economy is kind of fucked right now. So it ain't like I can just bounce over here and get a better job somewhere else at the moment. And speaking of that, you're going to want to check out, if you're interested anyway, one of my next videos, the next one or something after that, I took basically like since 2018 until now, and I got a bunch of my check stubs and shit around, and I compared to how much I made then and throughout the time and what I make now. And the results are kind of interesting, really. So you want to check that out if you're interested in company driver money. You know, like I always say, I'm not an owner-operator. But with that, you know, sitting here 29 hours, man, you know, this whole good boy shit, I don't know about it, because right over here is a go-go dancer bar. Oh, man, 29 hours is enough time to have a good fucking time and still be ready to go get my shit, you know. But we're not going to do it, right? But those days might be coming back. You know, we'll see. We'll see after I get shit settled here, get shit settled with my dad and all my life and all my craziness and everything. We'll see what happens, you know. Let the good times rule, is what they say, right? And I miss that Harley, boy. So, I might have to do some donations, you know, because you wouldn't want your boy to be suffering now, would you? So I figure somewhere around, if all you subscribers just gave me like $5, then that'd give me a nice down payment for a new Harley, right? You wouldn't want me to go without. Just a poor, sad trucker out here with no Harley, right? And speaking of that, we'll end on this note. You know, what is it, like ASPCA or something? It used to come on in the middle of the night. They'd have those commercials for like abandoned and abused pets, and they were so sad and everything. I was sitting at the house, you know, the wife and the kids are all in bed, getting drunk as fuck, and that commercial came on. And let's just put it this way, I have a ASPCA t-shirt that cost me $1,000 motherfucking dollars, man. I passed out, and then I woke up the next morning, and my wife was like, what'd you do last night? And I'm like, I didn't do shit. I was sitting right in that chair all night. You know, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do it. And she's like, yeah, look at this. She's like, I'm like, holy fuck. I got all sad and emotional and shit when I saw those dogs. And I donated $1,000 fucking dollars, dude. And they sent me a fucking t-shirt. Damn it, boy.
Soul searching, fall apart. Tunnel vision, hiding in the dark. Well, I ain't gonna holler before I really bleed. Salvation, a quick fix remedy. You said I never could change. I thought I never could change. They said I never could change. Damn right I never would.